Here's the pattern. A company buys DLP. Someone configures 40 policies over a weekend. Sets everything to block. By Wednesday, the sales team can't email a signed contract. 2 weeks later, enforcement is off. And nobody turns it back on. That's how most data loss prevention programs actually die. Not from bad technology, from bad sequencing.
IBM's 2026 breach report put the global average at $4.99 million. The US is the most expensive region on the planet for a breach. And Shadow AI, employees pasting data into tools the company doesn't control, now shows up in 43% of breaches. That's double what it was a year ago. So the data's leaving faster through more channels, and most DLP programs aren't watching any of them. The failure has a shape, and it's the same shape every time. Week 1, alerts show up in the hundreds. Week 2, someone builds an inbox rule to file them away. Week 4, a VP gets blocked trying to send a contract and escalates. Week 6, the policy gets turned down to audit only. Repeat that 6 times, and you've got a dashboard nobody trusts and a control nobody enforces.
Gardner's been direct about this. Traditional DLP leans on content inspection that generates high false positive volume. A rule matching any 9-digit number catches purchase orders, part numbers, and tracking numbers alongside social security numbers. Every one of those becomes an alert somebody has to close. And here's the quiet killer. Nobody owns the alerts. Compliance bought the tool. IT configured it. And nobody in particular reviews the queue on Tuesday morning. AI didn't just change cybersecurity. It created a brand new exit door for your data. Employees paste contract, source code, and customer records into chat tools, often through personal accounts with zero corporate visibility. Harmonic Security analyzed over 22 million prompts and found 17% of sensitive data exposures flowed through personal or free accounts. No logs, no ability to pull anything back. And blocking the tools doesn't work. It just moves the activity to a phone where you have zero visibility instead of a laptop where you had some. The workable version is sanctioning a tool with enterprise-grade data handling, putting controls on that path, and training people on why the free tier is different from the enterprise tier. Most employees don't know. Nobody told them.
4 phases. About 12 weeks total. Phase 1, weeks 1 and 2. Discovery. Find where regulated data actually lives, not where the org chart says it should. Expect surprises. Phase 2, weeks 3 through 6. Simulation. Every policy runs with no user impact. You're measuring match volume and what percentage is legitimate business activity. If more than 20% of matches are real work, the rule needs fixing before anyone sees it. Phase 3, weeks 7 through 10. Policy tips. Users start seeing warnings with override allowed. Those justifications they type? That's the most valuable data in the entire rollout. Read every one for the first 2 weeks. Phase 4, week 11 onward. Enforcement. Block on the narrow set of high-confidence patterns that survived all 3 prior phases. That's usually 3 or 4 rules, not 30. 12 weeks sounds slow. It's faster than 8 weeks to a broken rollout, plus 6 months of political recovery before anyone lets you try again. Quick questions we get constantly. How long before it's safe to switch a policy to blocking? 10 to 12 weeks, 4 to 6 in simulation, another 4 in notify mode. If it doesn't produce a clean signal through both, it stays in notify. That's a legitimate outcome. Is backup enough to prevent data loss? No. Backup restores data you lost. DLP stops data from leaving. If someone exfiltrates your customer database and encrypts your systems, backup gets you running by Monday. You still have a reportable breach. Can we just block ChatGPT? Blocking moves the activity to a phone where you have zero visibility. Sanction a tool. Control the path. Train people on the difference between free and enterprise. 3 things carry the weight. Pick a small set of well-defined data, not everything sensitive. Run simulation before enforcement always. And cover the AI channel now, because that's where data is going, and almost nobody has a policy on it. The rest is tuning. And tuning is a permanent job, not a project with an end date.
If you're planning a DLP rollout this year, start with 2 weeks of discovery. You'll learn more about your actual risk than 2 months of policy writing. If you want a second opinion on where your data sits before you scope anything, talk to one of our data security people. Links in the description.